When things get better, how do you want to feel? Feeling. All right, that music was a little choppy in there in my ears. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a new morning show. It is Wednesday, February 28th, and we are in 2024, my friends. 2024. Thanks for joining. We got, of course, some dad jokes in the house. And are you guys ready? So, because it's Wacky Wednesday, I do get a couple of the jokes in here. All right. So, the first one goes, what kind of music do mummies like to listen to? Anybody? Rap, of course. Yay. We like to listen to rap. Okay, next one. Let's see if you guys are ready. Why did the car get a flat tire? Because there was a fork on the road. Oh, and the last one. This was my favorite. Zito, I hope you could hear it. What do you call a cold puppy? What do you call a cold puppy, babe? A chili dog. Oh, and that he just had an oh god moment. I wish you guys could hear it. And that is the highlight of my morning show. The Weatherman. It's still here, not in the Weathermobile. He shall be joining us very shortly to let us know what the weather is. Because we all want to hear, what's the weather, man? Okay, you're really here because you saw this when things say about how do I want to feel. Why are we talking about feelings? Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Well, that was the past 20 years of my life, avoiding feelings as if feelings were a bad thing. Now, of course, I don't mean to stay stuck in negative feelings and feelings that sabotage you or others. I mean, noticing your feelings. I mean, taking notes on your feelings, okay? But we'll do a recap because we started with Joe Rogan and he was saying find something you like. All right, something that you genuinely like. All right? And he talked about opposition and I want to thank you guys for joining the morning show. If you're the only cuckoo out there in your family who wants to grow, wants to evolve, and everybody wants to stay the same, thank you for joining me. Please remember that exposure to this channel will be so greatly appreciated. So make sure you hit the like or share with a friend. And of course, consider subscribing if you haven't done it yet. All right. And then Joe Rogan started talking about this physical challenge, it's emotionally intelligent, and how it also nourishes the mind. And I love this picture. Passion led us here. And then yesterday, doing something difficult, right? And then what? And then what happens when you get there? Well, Maya Angelou said, be better, be better. And we then had, we didn't have it live, not yet. Okay, not yet. Live YouTube performance. And she said, stop thinking about, did I just hit my nose? Yes, I did. Stop thinking about yourself. Focus on someone else. Ask the question. Okay, she said like you care, but come on. If you are going to ask the question, my friends, if you are going to ask the question, really be curious. And who remembers the words in here? Tell me more. I want to understand. Tell me more, Patty. Okay, and then listen. She said try to listen, but listen to me, Linda. When you say try, do you do it? Just take out try. It's a soft word. Listen, that's an action. All right. So listen more. Okay. I know I certainly need more in my life. Okay. So we've done all these things, and now we're talking about feelings. Okay. Feelings. I got to add this because I love words. What happens, or what is the difference for you when you say, how can I ever get better? Or how can I ever be a better listener? Versus, how can I get better? Or how can I be a better listener? What's the difference when you drop that ever? Put it on the comments if you're watching the live or if you're watching the replay. Because for me, when I drop that ever, it automatically takes me from the feeling. Because when I say ever, it's like tension, like never, like drama. This is what we call ever, is a drama language right there. Like if you're the queen, if you've been queen drama and you're like done, no more drama, Mary J. Blige, where are my 90s people? Come on, 90s people. You got to like this. Please consider subscribing to 90s Club and share this. Okay. So the ever, we have the Weatherman still here now, going into my office supplies, stealing supplies. He really is stealing supplies. I'm watching him. I will turn this around, but I don't want you guys to see my lovely it's a lot. This closet right here has a lot of important goodies. Anyway, let me focus again. I was saying, when I put the wherever, it's like never, no, right? Like, what do you see when you say, how can I ever? I see chaos, I see failure. And he just went to get a bandana from Poppy's little bag. Oh, today's theme for his school is hip hop day. Ooh, I love it. I want to see pictures. Okay. So actually, you should wear that when you're saying the weather. Okay. For me, ever makes it feel like unattainable, unreachable. And what's the feeling? Discouragement, disappointment. I mean, you please put it in the comments, right? What do you feel when you say, how can I ever? All right. And then take that out. What happens when I take that out? What do I see? How can I ever? I usually look up. I usually get even more curious. Well, how can I? What can I do? Or what can we do, right? If you're running a staff meeting, like, how can we get better? Or how can we be a better listener? You fill in the blank, my friend. Because the question of today's show is, when we get better, how do you want to feel? And I have the best person to talk to us about feelings. So she's been a great inspiration of my product adjourner. Her name is Danille LaPorte. Canadian, of course, because I love Canadians, like my favorite people in the world. I don't know why we don't live there. I mean, never say never. And she has a journal that is all based on what she calls the desire course map, or the desire map. And at the time that this journal was introduced to me, I was still into like, no feelings. I gotta do XYZ, you know? So, Danille, you came at the most perfect timing. I'm going to shut up for a second because I want you guys to hear from her. And then we're going to come back and talk about some notes while the weatherman gets in the weather reveal. All right, here we go. On mute.
One of my key theories of desire mapping is that we have the procedures of achievement upside down. So typically we come up with our to-do lists and our bucket lists and our strategic plans. It's all the stuff we want to do and have and get and want and accomplish and experience that's outside of ourselves. All of those aspirations are being driven by an innate desire to feel a certain way. So, what if we got clear on how we actually wanted to feel in ourselves? And then we designed our to do lists and set our goals and wrote out our bucket lists. If you need a bucket list, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you look at your schedule for the week, when you get dressed in the morning, when you walk through the door of your workspace? How do you want to feel when you pray? How do you want to feel when you go to sleep tonight? When you commit to someone? How do you want to feel when conflict arises? You get to choose. How do you want to feel when someone disagrees with you? When someone wants to give you their love and attention, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in your body when you're alone, just being still? When you behold yourself in the mirror, how do you want to feel? Knowing how you actually want to feel is one of the most potent forms of clarity that you can have. And generating those feelings is how you intentionally create your life.
Love it. So it's called a desire map. Um, and she also, like I said, has a journal. Her name is Danille LaPorte. She's on Instagram. She has also an amazing podcast. It's called With Love Danille. And yeah, make sure you have headsets on if you have children. If you obviously, well, anyway, most of us do, right? Care what language people use. But she's amazing, and I'm so grateful that I took the time. Basically, what it is like you got to reflect. Like you're not gonna be doing that her journal. It's not gonna be beneficial if you don't actually take that time to go through the desire map. And I also been thinking about giving that disclaimer in my journal. If we're not going through like knowing what our values are and start setting boundaries and actually you know take that time to ask ourselves those questions, it may not be beneficial, because if we're not getting to the heart, doing the journal is just going to be another thing to do. But anyway, that is not for this show, because what she just said is a lot. But before we break that down, guess who's in the house, people? Yeah, it's the weatherman.
Hey.
What's the weatherman?
It is 67 degrees according to the car. I think today is going to be a little warm.
Yeah, high 82.
I feel very unprepared to give the weather. I hope I don't get fired again.
All right. Well, back to me. Why don't you lead us to the second?
I got this like Flava Flav.
No. No. Oh, that's hilarious. And the bandana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought you were going to be dressed with your hip hop for this weather news.
We're lucky I'm in the car and I'm conscious.
Well, thank you so much, Zito. We will mute you. Wave at me if you want to share anything. So, thank you for the weather. So, whew, the feelings. It really, what I hear from what Danille is sharing, it's getting to ask those big questions. It's looking at the end in mind. It's looking at the light of the tunnel. It's okay. So once I get to whatever that is, which is the question of today's show, when things get better and whatever you chose, whether that's your marriage or whether that's your career, so okay, so once I quit my stupid job and I get to do XYZ, whatever it is that you want to do, go to school, whatever the reason why you want to leave that job to maybe start your own business, whatever you choose. Well, how do you want to feel when you get there? What's that feeling? And then we really miss, excuse that sound, that's all good. It's the recording of my hand. I'm just kidding. We miss that. And when she put that, and when I started actually going through that, it was incredible because it was the beginning of understanding of the power of not just words and but it's like what I'm writing down. And this is like manifestation in a very different level. And so when I came in through Enlisted and started looking at the power of words, right, going back here, not there. Yeah, because you know what? People tell us listen more, and you're like, I don't know how. Well, it's a lot of the words that we're saying that it's influencing us to do completely the opposite. Okay. So once I had that little planting of the seed of Danille, once I got to, go through the training, becoming a coach in words and story, it all made more sense. And I actually had stopped watching again, Danille. That was another person that I was like, okay, I got to focus on this right now. And I'm so grateful that I am able to get back to what is the word? Utilizing all these different modalities to my growth. I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, my friends, I am so grateful that I have been exposed to different ways, and you get to choose the same thing, right? Like you're showing up here, you're taking things with a grain of salt, I hope, and then you're gonna apply it. And that's what I really do like about the journey. So it's 3 months. You get to test things out, get to see your style, get to see how you work. But at the end, it's being willing to self-reflect. It's being willing to actually take that pen and paper and write that down. So my friends, how do you want to feel when you whether get XYZ, right? Do we want to stay there, or do we want to do what Maya is talking about? What's the end goal when we have XYZ? Being better, contributing to humanity. You get to find out your strength. At least for me, it's been such a journey. It's been a journey of, I mentioned this, I don't know how many times. I was 23 years old in New York City thinking I had zero talent. And fast forward 2017 or 2016, when this journey started for me, learning all these things that I could do. Like, I didn't know how to edit a video. That was like never it had even crossed my mind. And I self-taught myself how to edit my own videos in YouTube, right? And so all this has led to this beautiful journey of discovering new things. Like I'm so grateful that Jimmy got me that flying introduction flying. I felt so comfortable. I felt free. And how do you want to feel? I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel free. I want to flow, and I want to feel centered. And especially when I walk into situations that I'm uncomfortable in, which one of them is testing. Oh, Patty and testing. More to share on that most likely by Friday. My friends, thanks for joining. Zito, thanks for writing with me. I hope you have the best hip hop day that the school has ever seen, because it's you. It's you.
Yay.
Are you excited?
Huh?
Are you excited?
Nah, not really.
Did you get the joke? Why do mummies? Hold on, what was my joke? I don't know if you were there, but I'm gonna repeat it in case those who came in afterwards. Why? Oh, sorry. What kind of music do mummies listen to?
Mummies? I don't know.
Rap.
Oh, God.
WRAP. So anyway, I hope you get to do some rap for your students and you have a blast. Guys, thanks for joining us. Zito, you got to start working on that dance for your day right here. Joining. We will see you tomorrow. Get it, Vito.